Czech Republic will take over the presidency of the European Union by July this year from France, as the EU sees the importance to improve its partnership with the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, ASEAN, which is at the heart of the Indo-Pacific region.
Last week, Czech Republic Special Envoy for the Indo-Pacific, Ambassador Libor Secka, visited 3 ASEAN countries, including Indonesia, which is in line with that objective. MGN's Telly Nathalia had the opportunity to talk to Ambassador Secka.
I want to ask you about your proposal to visit Indonesia, and I heard that you will visit other ASEAN countries. Could you explain what is?
I have this honor and pleasure to be here because we have a lot of business to do together. Indonesia is our important bilateral partner in Indo-Pacific, so we discussed yesterday very carefully and profoundly some bilateral issues. But because of my position as a special envoy for Indo-Pacific, we discussed a lot of issues regarding Indo-Pacific and ASEAN. And we discussed what the Czech Republic, on the lead of the EU, on the presidency of EU, which starts 1st of July, will do and will try to, contribute for strengthening of cooperation with the Indo-Pacific partners.
So, after Indonesia, you will visit Singapore and Thailand.
Yeah.
Is it the same measures you are proposal? You want to visit these 2 countries, or you have another business to do?
Yeah. Before Indonesia, I visited Thailand. And we discussed with the Thai authorities about the possibilities of cooperation. And after Indonesia, I'm going to Singapore. We will have working meetings today evening and tonight and tomorrow. And we have chosen these 3 very important ASEAN countries because we have 3 very important projects for cooperation during our presidency. In Bangkok, we will organize the seminar on space cooperation. In Indonesia, we will organize together with Indonesian Ministry of Environment special international conference on environment, and especially protection of nature. And in Singapore, we will organize with the Singaporean authority the conference on cybersecurity. So you see that we have chosen these 3 partners because of the fact that we have very concrete projects. And I'm also here just to translate the European Union strategy on cooperation with Indo-Pacific to very concrete projects.
So the project with Indonesia in terms of climate and also nature
protection.
Yeah, protection. What will be implemented?
Well, yeah, the idea is coming from the fact that we have already Czech experts cooperating with Indonesians, so they are here, and they arrive to the point that they are able to share experience with other ASEAN countries. So the seminar will be in the middle, or international conference will be in the middle of September, in Jakarta or in some other place. We will speak today with our partners in the Ministry of Environment, and we will try to fix and make it more precise now, more concrete, because time is arriving. And the partners will be invited for ASEAN, but also for Australia, and also from China. So this is something very important, very useful for the life of people here, but for the life also, for sustainability of nature.
So Indo-Pacific nations scattered along the seas or marine issues will be the part of the discussion in September?
Well, in September, the discussion will be mainly concretely oriented to the cooperation in environment. But we have also other forums where we will speak about broader cooperation. For example, 13, 14 of June in Prague, for the first time in the history, we are organizing the Prague high-level dialogue on Indo-Pacific. And many international players will be there, many important representatives. We have a big pleasure that Indonesian foreign minister is going there, is coming to Prague. So this will be a special place for broader discussion.
So we are speaking about Indo-Pacific today we witness a lot of things happen around in the Indo-Pacific region, especially with the last security deal
Yeah.
between China
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
the Solomon Islands. So EU also has Indo-Pacific strategy last year, right? 2021. When Czech Republic take over the presidency in July,
Yeah.
the presidency of EU, what will be changed?
Yeah, I mean, you rightly said that the security aspects are now very important, and we feel it, especially in Europe, because of the war, because of Russian aggression in Ukraine, and we are very much affected, directly affected, because we have 300,000 immigration from Ukraine. So we very much support Ukraine, and we know that the peaceful development is not granted. We have to take care about this. The same in Europe, but also here in Indo-Pacific. So we think that Euro-Atlantic and Indo-Pacific security is the same, is something we cannot separate. So that we are putting so much attention on aspect of security, and we will speak during the Prague high-level dialogue about security, about the possibility of defense and protection cooperation. But we will speak also about economic security. That's very important. Energetic security, climate security. So security will be a very important topic for the Czech presidency and for the implementation of the EU strategy on Indo-Pacific.
So EU sees in the Indo-Pacific as a potential partner in the future, a strong partner in the future. So any strategy change if Czech will take over the presidency, do you think?
Well, I wouldn't say that there will be changes in strategy, but there will be, I would say, that we will put special attention on some areas, on some points. And as I mentioned, for us, for example, cybersecurity will be something we will, very much attentively approach. We will very much concentrate on. Environment will be there as well. And the space cooperation is also important, finally, for security. So the question here is not to change the strategy, but to start really implement it, to translate it into the concrete actions.
How do you see the current situation in the Indo-Pacific after the deal, the security deal between China and Solomon Islands, and we know the United States and other Indo-Pacific countries also have AUKUS?
Yeah. Well, as I said now, what we are looking for is just to find the mechanisms how to keep how to protect our way of life, how to protect our values, how to protect our principles, how to protect our organization of the society. Because there are some players in the international affairs now, they have a tendency to change it unilaterally, to change the international status quo. So I think it's very important for us and for the whole world to find a mechanism how to protect from this. How to keep what is important for us. And in this sense, there are new coalitions, new, formats of cooperations which are established in Europe, but also here in Indo-Pacific. So, and AUKUS is one of them. So we understand AUKUS like a response to the new situation, to the new threats. So it's here in ASEAN countries, especially, I hear a lot about balancing. We have to balancing in the Pacific. It's true, but the question is about the means which are helping us to balance it. So if it's too much on this side, we have to put something on this side. So for us, AUKUS is how we understand it, like a response, like something which was done because of the new situation.
How does Czech Republic see Indonesian position in dealing with Indo-Pacific situation after AUKUS, and also the security deal between China and Solomon Islands.
Well,
The country still want to be neutral.
yeah, I think, and also my good discussion yesterday confirmed it at the Foreign Affairs that Indonesia is a very active player in international affairs. I mean, trying to find the most, I would say, equilibrated way just to have a lot of partners on the way. So I very much appreciate this very reasonable approach. Indonesian presidency and in G20, it's another proof of the importance of the foreign policy which this country plays. So we so much appreciate, I mean, what Indonesia is doing, how it's behaving in international affairs, how it's helping to keep very good spirit in atmosphere in international affairs. So for us, Indonesia is a very important partner and a very natural ally.
So, while you are visiting ASEAN countries, then today and tomorrow, ASEAN leaders and United States leaders will hold ASEAN-US Special Summit. So what do you think? Because many believe Indo-Pacific, the Indo-Pacific issue will be on the top priority in their discussion.
Yeah.
What do you think about this?
Sure, I think it's natural, it's logic, and it's timely, and I'm very happy that there is such a good evolution of the relationship between the United States and ASEAN countries. There will be new strategic comprehensive partnership created. This is a very important step, and I mean, we appreciate it. We also, I think, we will take some experience from this new event. But what I would like to stress especially is that we are preparing our summit with the ASEAN countries. It will be the European Union ASEAN countries summit in Brussels in December this year. And we would like to make also the new plan of actions between these two, I mean, families of states. And as I said, we very much, I would say, recognize the centrality of ASEAN countries for Indo-Pacific, because as my country, the Czech Republic, we consider ourselves the heart of Europe. The ASEAN countries are the heart of Indo-Pacific. So we can put together two hearts.